You wake up tired. Not physically tired, mentally tired. You tell yourself you'll start today. You'll focus. You'll work hard. You'll finally change. But somehow, you don't. You scroll. You delay. You avoid. And then the guilt hits. Why am I so lazy? But what if I told you you're not lazy? What if the real problem is that your brain is overloaded? Imagine a simple sticky man standing in the middle of a white screen. No details, just a head and a body. That sticky man is you. Around him are floating words, expectations, deadlines, social media, family pressure, comparison, fear of failure. The sticky man tries to walk forward, but every word pulls him back with invisible strings. This is cognitive overload. When your brain has too much to process, it doesn't become productive, it freezes. Psychology calls this decision fatigue. Every single day, you make thousands of small decisions. What to wear, what to reply, what to eat, what to post, what to think. Even choosing to focus is a decision. And the more decisions you make, the weaker your mental energy becomes. That's why at night you promise yourself you'll change tomorrow, because in that moment, there are no decisions to make. It feels easy. But when tomorrow comes, the mental weight returns. The sticky man sits down. He doesn't move, not because he doesn't want to, but because his brain is trying to protect him. When the brain feels overwhelmed, it chooses the safest option, and the safest option is comfort. Scrolling is comfort. Watching videos is comfort. Doing nothing is comfort. It's not laziness, it's survival mode. Your brain has one primary job: keep you safe. Not successful, not rich, not productive. Safe. And taking risks, like starting a new project, going to the gym, speaking up, chasing a dream, feels dangerous to your primitive brain. So it creates resistance. It creates doubt. It creates distraction. And you think something is wrong with you. But here's the truth. The sticky man doesn't need more motivation. He needs less pressure. We live in a world that constantly tells us to optimize everything. Wake up at 5 a.m., cold showers, perfect diet, side hustle, meditation, networking, gym, read 20 pages daily, be confident, be disciplined, be unstoppable. And the sticky man looks at this list and collapses. This is called toxic productivity, the belief that your worth depends on your output. So when you rest, you feel guilty. When you slow down, you feel behind. When you fail, you feel worthless. Over time, your nervous system stays in stress mode. Cortisol rises, focus drops, creativity disappears, and suddenly even simple tasks feel heavy. Picture the sticky man carrying a huge backpack labeled expectations. Every failure adds a stone inside. Every comparison adds another stone. Every negative comment adds another. Soon the backpack is too heavy, and instead of removing the stones, he blames himself for not walking faster. There's another psychological concept called learned helplessness. When someone tries again and again and doesn't see results, they eventually stop trying, even when opportunities appear. Maybe you studied hard once and failed. Maybe you trusted someone and got hurt. Maybe you worked hard and no one noticed. So now your brain says, why bother? That voice isn't weakness, it's protection from disappointment. But protection can become a prison. The sticky man looks at the backpack. For the first time, instead of pushing forward harder, he opens it. He takes out one stone. Just one. Maybe it's the unrealistic morning routine. Maybe it's comparing yourself to someone on Instagram. Maybe it's trying to change your entire life in 1 week. He drops one stone, and suddenly, he can breathe. Change doesn't happen through pressure. It happens through clarity. When your brain is overloaded, the solution isn't try harder. The solution is simplify. Instead of 10 goals, choose one. Instead of 1 hour of work, start with 5 minutes. Instead of changing your entire identity, change one small habit. Psychologists call this the progress principle. Small wins create dopamine. Dopamine builds motivation. Motivation builds action. Action builds identity. The sticky man doesn't transform overnight. He just takes one small step, and that step creates momentum. There's also something powerful called self-compassion. Most people think being hard on themselves will push them forward, but research shows the opposite. When you treat yourself like a failure, your brain activates threat mode. When you treat yourself like a human, your brain feels safe enough to grow. Imagine the sticky man falling down. Instead of yelling at himself, he says, "It's okay, I'm learning." That simple shift reduces stress and increases resilience. You wouldn't scream at a child learning to walk, so why scream at yourself for learning to live? Your environment also shapes your behavior more than your willpower does. If the sticky man stands in a room full of distractions, he will struggle, not because he's weak, but because humans are wired to respond to cues. If your phone is next to you, you'll check it. If junk food is visible, you'll eat it. Discipline is overrated. Design is powerful. So the sticky man changes his environment. He puts the phone away. He clears the desk. He creates one small, clean space. Suddenly, focusing feels easier, not because he became stronger, but because he became smarter. And here's the biggest truth. You are not behind. Social media shows highlights, not struggles. You compare your real life to someone else's edited moments. That comparison creates anxiety and urgency. But growth is not a race. The sticky man is not competing with other sticky men. He is just trying to move forward at his own pace. Your brain is plastic. It changes with repetition. Every small action rewires it. Every time you choose effort over comfort, even for a few minutes, you strengthen a neural pathway. And over months, those tiny pathways become highways. The sticky man doesn't suddenly become perfect. He still feels resistance. He still has bad days. But now he understands something powerful. The problem was never laziness. It was overload. And instead of fighting himself, he works with himself. So if you feel stuck, don't ask, "What's wrong with me?" Ask, "What's overwhelming me?" Remove one stone. Take one step. Create one small win. That's how change begins. At the end of the screen, the sticky man is still simple, still just lines, but now he's standing upright. The backpack is lighter. The words floating around him are fewer, and he's walking, not running, just walking. And maybe that's enough, because you were never lazy. You were overloaded.